Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this June the 2nd, 2025. Daily cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, XRP, gold, and silver bullion update that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve with the truth, trust, and integrity that you've come to expect and deserve from the only crypto station that is out there for you, the retail trader and investor. And if we take a look on Commodity Mondays, what's going on in the commodity world, we've had an explosion, and this is something since the channel started with the truth, trust, education, first mover advantage that you get from this station is the gold and silver in the commodity sector that we've been, not a financial advisor, video description and/or pinned comment, become member of Jabroni Killer. And members of Jabroni Killers are going to start beginning my targets, my long-term targets that people ask about. You'll have 1-year targets, 5-year targets, 10-year targets, and short-term targets. That'll be for members only, and that'll be started here shortly. But this is something that we've been harping on since we came onto this channel, that the gold and silver bullion was going to be on an epic bull run. And we've been telling you this, and not too many people took advantage of this because it's a patience man game. And you got to have a lot of patience and watch a lot of things go on in the mining sector before you reap your rewards. But when this channel started, we had this cup and handle macro time frame, almost 2 decade long, started in 2002. Started in 2002, 1999, 2002 with the tech bubble collapse. And then the war started the epic bull market, and that started the cup and handle. And then we had our first blow off top in 2011 right here. And then we had our second blow off top about a decade later in the COVID of 2020. And then we had our technical target that went from the rounding bottom, right, the neckline, the handle, to the point of a breakout, and that got us to our 3,500 and 38.69 target. And we made that call in this little blue circle down there just after the COVID dump. You see the COVID dump right here. There's your COVID dump. And look how it was such a big deal at the time, but it's not a big deal anymore. You had a flash dump of 15%, and the gold bullion really didn't take a hit. Then we made that call right after that when we were about $1,650 for the price to go up to $3,500, which was about a 100x move. It was about a 1x move, right, from where we were at. We made the call down here at about 1650, and that was a 110% move to the upside. And you can see we've been as high at our all-time high a couple of weeks ago of about $3,500. We've been within about $38 to $50 from that target that was made a half a decade ago. And you can see it's got there. And something else that we've had a big call on, and we've just had a big breakout up to just trying to get over that $34, is we've had a silver price going to $50 soon, and then $100. And that price was made all the way just after the COVID dump. We made that call right in here when we were at about $16, $17 in the price of silver bullion. And we were stressing the extreme value and life-changing, I believe that we called it, life-changing commodity bull market, once in a generation commodity bull market that we had. We told you we were going to $50 in silver, $3,500 in gold, up to $5,000 per ounce in gold, and up to $100 an ounce in silver quickly. The B2 gold is just now starting to really accelerate to the upside. It's been one of the ones that hasn't really done anything, and it's been in this long falling channel, upper resistance, upper resistance, upper resistance, upper resistance, lower support, 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 support. Then we've been attempting a breakout here ever since 2024. You can see now from our swing low of about 2 months ago to now, we're at 55%. We're just above a critical area that we've been getting rejected by, this blue trading zone right here. You can see at about the 355. We're just above that now. And your next move, now that we've freed and cleared that, if we can continue this, you'll shoot straight up to the $4.38 in B2 gold. And if you can continue this breakout and work your way into this blue trading resistance and support box, before you know it, you're going to be sitting up here at about $5.87 in a blink of an eye, just like that, in the B2 gold price. Just like it seems like overnight you were sitting down here at $2.22, and now you're sitting up here at $3.55. Still a lot of room to run, just like the Kinross gold. When we told you the breakout was happening in yellow down there, after we had this long consolidation from one of the regional local highs, the all-time highs in the 30s. We came all the way down in 2016 to $1.37, came all the way up to about $10 during the COVID, dumped down to $3 or briefly about $2.90, and we started buying in here. We started buying our first shares on the way down here, started buying and continued to buy here. Told you the breakout was imminent here, and we've been on an epic bull market, epic bull run ever since June of 2022, and we're all the way up here at $16, almost $15.44. We're sitting at nearly a 13, 14-year high right now. I believe we're going to 27.66. We've been calling for that since we were below $5, since we were below $4, and then eventually I believe, and that is near the all-time high. Eventually, the all-time high is up there at $31.59. I believe we're going to be going to that all-time high here at the end stage of this bull market, and you can see that's at $31.95. We're going to mark that. That is your all-time high up there, and I believe we're going to get there. And this bull run has been phenomenal. We're up better than 200% on this position. I'm not telling you to buy this. You can see just over the last year and a half to 2 years, over the last 2.5 years, we're up 417% from the swing low. I'm up 200+% in profit on this after accumulating this for several years before the eventual breakout. I still believe there's a lot of room. First Majestic Silver's been moving to the upside, and this is another one I still believe is very, very cheap. It's sitting at $6.64. You can see we've been in this tight consolidation range for the last 2.5 to 3 years, where we've been in this consolidation, and I believe there's going to be a massive breakout here, a big time breakout. And you can see actually during the COVID, we were at 24.69 high, and I believe we're going back up there, and I believe we're going to take out the all-time high of 26.76 back in 2011. I think there's a lot of room to go. I think there's a big explosion, something that looks like this, that's about to happen here, and it happens very, very quickly. And I believe before you know this, with the First Majestic, because you can see the last couple of years, it's been at $4.30. It's been as high as $8. It's been down to $5, been back up to $8, been back down to $4, been back up to $7 multiple times. But I believe there's a big breakout coming in First Majestic. I'm a heavy investor in First Majestic. The same thing with Fortuna Silver. I've been saying this for years. I believe this will go past an all-time high. We're up 80% in this position, and I believe before you know it, it's going to be sitting at $9, $10, and then eventually it's going to blow past the all-time high. And either B2 Gold, First Majestic, and Fortuna Silver, 3 coins, 3 stocks, 3 investments, 3 not financial advisement, because I am not a financial advisor. I've been saying one of these is going to 10 to 20x their return from these COVID lows to new all-time highs, just like a Mr. Copper did. If you don't know what Mr. Copper is, take a look at Mr. Copper. Pan America Silver, I believe, will be at an all-time high, and I think this will be $100 an ounce play. Same thing with our track here. You can see Rivion's been following our track beautifully, and I expect over the next 1.5 to 2 years, that's my call. And remember, members of Jabroni Killers, you're going to start beginning my calls here that we're going to put through members only. Members of Jabroni Killers will see my long and short-term targets on individual stocks and cryptos, and you can see where we're going here in the next couple of years. We're going to be at $40, $50, $60, and you can see how close the price behind of the track that we have here with our computer algorithm, how it's been following it beautifully. And we're sitting up here now just getting rejected in the weekly off the 100-day moving average. We're down at 1376. Last week we hit 1728, but you can see the trend is to the upside in the Rivion. And then Kinross Gold is sitting there, and then Barrett Gold is another position that's been doing quite well. It's back over $20 per ounce, or $20 per share. The Bitcoin price, you can see if we look at this real quick, then we're going to do an altcoin video. You can see our weekly candle is threatening to break down out of this rising channel that we've been in. You know, our track says we should be falling. You can see where the moving averages are underneath the price. You got the 100-day moving average sitting right there at about $100,000. You got our major underneath support at 97, first major support at 97. Come on. and you got the 200-day moving average just below that. You got the price converging and threatening to break down. And the next major move, if this is a confirmed breakdown, you'll see a quick drop just like this. Bam. Right down to 96,000. Then you'll have some trading like track shows. And then your next major move would be down here to the 200-day moving average, or the underneath 70 or 90,000 and change, because this is threatening to have a full-on reversal and eventually end up back down here where this pattern started, or where this recent new run to the all-time high started at 70,017 and 69 cents. And that's something that we're watching out for. As you can see, we've been in a little bit bearishness over the last couple of days, and this has been something that old Vincenzo's been talking about and been heavily emphasizing. The same thing with the XLM price. You can see we're going to have a bearish cross here. You can see it's accelerating. Probably by Wednesday of this week, if the price continues down and doesn't pop back up, we're going to have a bearish cross. You can see we're sitting just above the critical 25-cent major support level. And as we do know, if we break this 25-cent support level that it's been holding as major support for about 3 months, you can see all the hits back on major support, 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 right? Trying to confirm it and keep it as bullishness, as that is bearishness there. If it gets below that, which it's threatening to do, you'll have a quick flash fall all the way back down towards this low of 20 cents, potentially even tinking off of this 18 cents, followed by a nice rally back up to a major resistance level that it would be threatening to confirm. So this is very interesting in the XLM price. We've given you the first mover advantage from 63 cents down to about 20 cents that the price was coming down, and it has. The same thing with the XRP price. We've been on top of this 69.69 steps ahead of the criminals, looking out for you, the retail trader and investor. First mover advantage. We'll give you our price targets. Jabroni Killer members coming soon, exclusively to you. Just like exclusively to you guys, we let you know we were in a head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. We were going to have bearish crosses, which we did. The price was going to come down to the 200-day moving average, which it did. We've licked as low as $1.62. We got rejected off this 255, an area that we knew and thought that we would, and it did. It's come all the way back down to the neckline support, and it wicked down exactly to, if you look at that, almost exactly to the 200-day moving average right there, hitting on the neckline support, trying to, for all dear life, hold this neckline support, because you can see all this support that it's been holding, but it's been chipping away the support, chipping away the support, chipping away the support, and eventually those buyers that were stacked there are gone, and then you get a big fall down, and you can see all the tracks show that happening here in the short to medium term. And I believe that's going to happen, and I believe as that happens, you will fulfill that targeted move. But just like the gold and silver bullion has been very bullish, there's going to be another leg of this bull market. And whether we come down to $1.29 exactly, trade out and start the bull run, eventually you can see this track gets up in the $4, $5, and $6 in 2026 through 2027 and the early 2028. And we're going to have these targets for members of Jabroni Killers, because there are big targets in our computer algorithm. $5.50 potentially as early to mid 2026. Potentially as late 2027, and the end game crypto bull market that I've been talking about. Stay out ahead of this. Know when to accumulate, know when to ride the pump, know when to take a little profit. Peace and love. The Rock's Eyebrow. J.